hour, and I am pumped up. You can tell because we're just having a blast today with my partner and confidant with Skyline Home Loans and co-host Gino Franti. And of course, we have the #1 real estate professional in all of Los Angeles County right here talking to you, giving you insights of what's going on in the industry. And she's going to share with us some great stories you're not going to hear anywhere else. I guarantee that. And I mean, we're talking #1 in all of LA County, #7 in all of the nation, with the #1 real estate office in the world. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, it's very cool, very cool. And today, so if you just tuned in, we're talking with Joyce Essex of the Essex Harvey team from Coldwell Banker in Beverly Hills today, and she's sharing with us today, Gino.
It's kind of funny the way you say Hills. Try that one more time. Say Beverly Hills one more time for me.
Beverly Hills.
So we're having fun today. I got my perma smile on. You know, my dad always says I'm trying to sell teeth or something. So
you got plenty to sell then.
Yeah, I could plug my dentist, I guess.
If you just tuned in and you want to, if you have to step out of the car, please go to www.hometownstation.com. Hit listen live. You can listen to us online, or you can watch us live and see who our attractive and #1 agent really looks like. And you're going to say, wow, she looks like that and works that hard? Impressive. And you can go on to ustream.tv and type in Don and Gina, and you'll see Don Gatley and Gino Franti here with Joyce Essex at Essex Harvey team.
And that is Ustream, the letter U, not Y-O-U, the letter Ustream.
Not like YouTube.
Not like YouTube, that's right. Yeah, Ustream, not YouTube.
Well, also, Joyce, we were talking about you being #1 for the last few years, too. It's not just recent, and you're lined up again this year. We saw your numbers this year. Outstanding, as always. Holy cow. Working with her incredible team to be #1. She works so well with her clients. She shares all her skills, her 25 years experience to be #1 and stays that way. So you have to tell us, what do you think the market's going to do after 25 years of experience seeing the ups and downs? Where do you think we are and where we're going?
Well, I think right now the market will probably remain pretty stable. We may go down a little bit, but I know even I do a lot of foreclosures and REOs, and I know they've been holding off for 400, 500 days on some of them. And I think that will kind of just be steady until after the election. I think politically they're going to hold off on a lot of stuff until then.
Now, at that time, you don't expect it to come as a big wave, right? We talked about this. The tsunami of foreclosures that was going to come in 2009, in 2010, and next month, and they're all coming next month, and they're all coming next month. It just doesn't happen that way, does it?
No, but I think that unless we create jobs, I think once politically...
Hey, did you guys get on,
yeah,
get on the same page against me on that one?
Once you know the politics are out of it, I think they're going to have to let go of some more foreclosures as opposed to trying to hang on like they were. A lot of the programs are running out now, HAMP and HOFA and all the different things. And I do see in the high end, it's coming down a little bit, but I can tell you the properties over $10 million are up compared to what they were in 2009. And then the subprime, you know, that was hit so bad in some areas, it went down 60%, 70%. So you can find really good buys right now, and the rates are so low and everything. I think as a buyer and even an investor, I think you can buy really good properties.
So you're seeing a lot of great opportunities out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the one good thing about this. Obviously, we need more jobs, 8 million jobs lost. A lot of people lost a lot of equity in their home, but it has created a lot of opportunity for people. I know Gino and I are very pleased to be helping out tons of family taking advantage of the low prices, the low rates right now. They help them get in their home. That's the American dream, is to own your own home. And, you know, nobody does more, help more people out with that than you, Joyce. I mean,
well,
that's amazing.
If you can get into a house at the rates that they're now for the next 30 years or whatever, I mean, it's amazing.
She doesn't know, but now she just played into me. That's that free money. Have you guys ever heard that before? I've been talking about free money over the last 3 or 4 shows. I guarantee you inflation will outpace today's interest rates over the next 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's a for sure bet. So, you know, you're basically borrowing the money for free, and you're getting homes at rock bottom prices. Affordability hasn't been this great ever.
And we will have appreciation someday, won't we?
Oh, absolutely. You're in L.A.
I know, exactly. We got the weather. I mean, it's going to
So-
go. We've seen it. We've seen
Yeah.
this happen at the late 80s, early 90s. Same exact crash hard then, too. People forget. They have short-term memory. But it will come back, and it'll come back strong eventually.
It's one of the last to get hit all the time, L.A., and one of the first to come back, at least in the west side, you know.
I mean, it's unbelievable. The weather. I always talk about the weather here. I'm going to the beach this Saturday because it's going to be like 90 degrees or something silly, and we're in the middle of October.
Luckily, this isn't a nationwide station yet, or a lot of people would be upset.
Yeah, I know. They'd be very bitter, huh?
I grew up in North Dakota. You don't have to tell me about weather, okay?
You're the
I
one.
love it here. Every day I feel blessed.
See, that's why you're so down to earth. Growing up in North Dakota, I mean, you were telling us, I mean, there is no egos in North Dakota.
No.
You just treat everybody with respect.
Yeah.
And appreciate people and stuff. And you're so cute. You're so humble. She says, oh, I do a few REOs, which are real estate owned, but I just do a few. Well, I know a couple in the last years. We're talking over 600 a year. I mean, that's a lot. I know a lot of real estate.
It's a lot of work.
And you do work hard. I mean, and that's why we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. It took us a few months to get you on the show. But thank you for that. It's very cool to have you here.
You know what? To be able to sell that type of inventory, you have to have a great team. And I have to tell you, I have a great team. We're like a mini servicer almost.
Yeah, and you know what I like about your team is it's organized, right? It's divided into different segments, and they work as a group, and you know each one has their responsibilities, and I get to see that. You know, when we work together, I get to see what everybody does and how the pieces fit together, and that's how you get from A to Z.
Well, I think what's important too is they all know that. They all know that if they don't do their job, it affects the next person, as it goes through the whole servicing end. So.
And they do have good camaraderie between them. I see that. They do have a great chemistry.
And if you just tuned in, just you're wondering, who is this sexy lady that you're listening to? It's Joyce Essex of the Essex Harvey team, the #1 real estate agent in all of L.A. County. I know she bad in high school. You quit saying that, but I think it's cool. I mean, not everybody gets a #1 agent on their radio show to share their expertise, what makes them #1, and we're proud to have you here. So let's have some fun. We were talking about some incredible stories with some of the clients you worked with, and you have to tell about the client that had the pig.
Oh, well, it's just we had the property listed. I had the listing, and every time we go over there, it was like we'd have to say, George, can you put that pig away? Because the pig would be running around the house.
And this is George's pet. This guy,
pet.
George.
Yeah, well, we didn't know, and it's George Clooney, and it was like, he was just a tenant in one of our houses.
So this is before he became the George Clooney.
Yes. Actually, there was an article on him not that long ago. It showed the different years of what he looked like in the different years. It was kind of interesting.
Any pictures with the pig?
I'm not sure. He may still have a pet pig, actually.
That's
pretty funny.
That is funny. You wouldn't think about that. You know?
Joyce Essex picking on George Clooney. Pretty cool.
Tell George, put your pig away.
And there's another high-profile kind of story that you told us a little bit about. Someone I think that's in the news every day, even posthumously. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I had the privilege to represent Michael Jackson. And we were looking to purchase a house in Los Angeles, and I would hang with him and his kids and the business manager, and we'd be walking through a house, and they'd be singing, and he'd be hanging on their hands. And it was really an honor because Blanket and Prince of Paris, they were like little royalty. It was really a lot of fun. There was a
house. And you said Michael would just call your cell.
Oh, all the time.
Did you think it was your ringtone at first? Michael Jackson song comes on, you're like, oh no, it is Michael.
You know what's so funny is a couple of times my staff would pick up the phone and they'd like, oh my gosh, I just talked to Michael. But we showed a house one time and there was a disco in the back of the house. I think it may be on the market right now. And he was very interested in that, so we went back a few times, and they would go into this disco, and Prince would be on the lights, and Michael and Blanket were in the middle of the dance floor. It was kind of funny, but it's just exciting. It's very exciting.
It sounds appropriate for them too.
and it actually sounds like he was pretty real too.
Very, and a really cool dad. I mean, we leased him that house that he was in when he passed away, actually.
Wow.
Well, that's a fun story. Not everybody can say, yeah, Michael Jackson called my phone all the time because he was really interested in the house you had, correct? That you were setting up working with him.
Actually, I was working with a house on that was in Las Vegas area for him for it was $60 million.
Ah, chump change.
Yeah.
Just
I bought 2 of those last week, Don.
Just a little bit of his thriller money.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, if you just tuned in, we are sharing some great stories, some great information from Joyce Essex of the Essex Harvey team with Coldwell Banker out in Beverly Hills. Not heels. And she's just sharing some great stories with us.